Agree or disagree?
Let's go! It's always Mike here. I
love this.
I love this game too much. Gabo, the rules will be explained to you as they are to the audio listeners out there. We hold up signs. Thumbs up if you agree. Thumbs down if you disagree. We will make sure and let the audio listeners know as well so they feel informed.
Can I keep this?
No.
All right.
And Curtis will guide our statements. Curtis, hit us with our first one, bro.
All right. Konami is better than Capcom in the 90s.
Konami better than Capcom
Capcom.
in the 90s. I am going to say disagree.
Disagree.
Disagree
Ricky.
from Gabo.
Disagree.
Okay, so what are some of the better Konamis? We got the Castlevanias.
Mega Man 2, Mega Man 3, Strider.
I said Konamis.
Oh, sorry.
As you read
Oh,
Capcom.
Ricky.
All right, sorry,
Good.
sorry.
And also in the 90s.
Hello, Contra?
Contra.
Great.
That's a heavy.
Super
Contra,
Caster,
Castlevania.
Super Castlevania 4.
So we're saying Konami is better.
No.
I love when we do this and agree or disagree. We start talking ourselves out of our answers.
I think it really comes to, for me anyways, Contra versus like Mega Man, because I feel like those are the best two that they had to offer.
Okay.
Castlevanias were pretty good, but if I had to choose, as much as I love Contra, I'd probably take the Mega Man series over.
Wow.
Sunset Riders.
Well, that's not. Well, yeah, that is 90s.
That
you're
is
right.
90s.
That's rough, man. They are such powerhouses. I don't know. My brain was thinking 8-bit. Now that I really am thinking, I feel like 8-bit really held Capcom for me together. But I feel like when I went into Super Nintendo days, that Super Nintendo sound of that.
That is
With that, I think that is the start. Oh man, I'm thinking of more games in my head. That is the start of many of my favorite games in the Super Nintendo.
Turtles in Time.
Oh Lord,
Which one?
Turtles in Time. Man,
I didn't think. Well,
so I'd say NES would be Capcom,
yeah.
Super Nintendo would be Konami, but I think the ones I enjoyed the most are probably Konami. I'll have to switch to thumbs up. Konami holds it for me. Now I was thinking NES in the beginning. Everyone's still holding.
I say
For Super NES, I'd probably still say, I'd say Capcom's.
Okay.
I still solid no. You know why?
Yes, sir. Why?
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter too, yeah.
You are a Street
Mega
Fighter
Mega
head.
Man.
Demon's Crest.
Demon
Ooh,
Crest.
Demon's Crest. I love Demon's
There's
Crest
so
so
many.
much. Demon's
That's
Crest.
difficult.
So
That's a
good.
difficult one.
It's too good.
Yeah, that's a rough one. I think that is a please let us know in the comments wherever this watching.
Can I
is,
do
because
this?
No, you cannot. That's the weak way out. Curtis, hit us, baby.
Alrighty. Nostalgia changes the way we see our childhood games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
I'm not liking this green and red all
It's
around.
all agree.
agree.
I mean, nostalgia is such a weird thing because it's so much more than just the game, right? It's your life around you. And I feel like when you were a kid, almost everything is played in differently than it was. You can take in arguments at the house differently. You can take in real life issues with going to war or big things that may be happening. When you're a kid, it hits so differently. So I think playing games as a kid was such a true time, no matter what was going on in the world, of like this innocence, of this purity, of this like vastness of everything is so big, which is, I mean, we've said it before on the show. We've named multiple games that we've gone back to and we're like, crap, that game actually sucks. GoldenEye.
Yes.
What about you, Gabo? What do you think?
I agree.
I was actually just talking with my brother about this last night. So I was playing Kingdom of Tears. I'm playing it with my son. And I'm
Tears of the
talking-
Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Fake
Kingdom of
gamer
Tears.
alert.
Tears.
Fake
I think I've been
gamer
saying
alert.
Kingdom of Tears for a while.
Oh, no. He's been flexing on social media. Yeah, I'm really good at Kingdom of Tears.
But I absolutely love Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Love it. Love, Breath of the Wild. I mean, they are probably some of the best, top 3 best Zelda games. But I'm talking with my brother about the best Zelda games that are there, that exist. And for me, it's always Zelda 1. Now, if you compare the original Zelda to Tears of the Kingdom, I mean, it's kind of like mind-blowingly like you would on paper or in game be like, well, this is a much better game, Tears of the Kingdom. But because of my nostalgia for Zelda 1, I'm like, that is the #1 best Zelda game, is Zelda 1. Because it was like, I was a kid. I was like 6 years old and playing that. So.
I think it's also okay though that nostalgia does play into it, right? Like I think it is just part of that ecosystem of gaming, because I've said it before, even relating to a new game, Super Mario Odyssey, I liked it more because my kids got to experience it and they were happy about it. I saw their emotions. So I'm sure in 40 years, I'll have that same nostalgia attached to that game. So as much as I want to say, like, I hate it when we're wearing like nostalgia goggles, right? But I feel like it's valid to wear nostalgia goggles, right? Like us doing a tier list. We rank Capcom NES games, and all of us are like, dude, that game sucks. Oh, no, that game's good. But really all it comes down to is that your opinion is so changed and biased dependent on what you experienced when you played it. And I think as much as it does play a part in effects, it's valid to do that.
All of us are here because of nostalgia,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
and all of us we met because of that.
Gaming, all through the gaming.
Yeah.
I feel like
history.
that's what I actually sell in my stores more than anything. Is nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not even the games. It's memories that people have, and they come in
Yeah.
and they walk into my stores and they go, "Oh my gosh, this brings back so much memories." I hear that all the time. They're in there, and a lot of times, they're buying stuff.
And that's your time to come in and go, and that game's on sale.
But I felt like that for a while
Yeah,
with
I
the
get that.
stores. Like that's really
That's awesome.
what it is. Yeah.
I love that.
Ding, ding, ding. We got ourselves another ad read right
It's a
here. We go.
sponsor time right
It's
now for
sponsor.
Apothecary. Wow.
Who owns Apothecary?
Apothecary, Seth Fowler, and other great sneakerheads. Who's going to get the sock this time? Who gets the sock?
Uh-oh.
Ricky.
Ricochet
Ricky.
heck
Ricky.
yeah.
Dude.
Got the
I'm not
cream,
gonna
the
lie.
special edition
Dang.
cream.
Look
That
at
is
that.
legit.
Ricky, give us your honest, pure thoughts. Don't lie to the audience about what you feel about the sock upon impact. Hold it, Ricky. Feel it. Sniff it. Give it a good feel. What do you think
smells
about this
good.
sock?
It's a great sock. You should see my socks. My socks. the ones
Your
I
socks
wear.
sock.
Oh, that joke.
One thing about this though, their socks are awesome, but their sweaters are legit.
Yeah, Apothecary has great clothing in general. And that's not us just saying it because they were the first amazing people to sponsor live read ads from Pixel Plus. Who dares do that? We are stupid. Why do you look at me like that? You know I am stupid.
No, you're not.
Apothecary is pronounced, by the way, Apothecary, and it is your sneakers' favorite socks. Apothecary socks not only look great with all the sneakers and clothing in your closet, but they feel great on feet. Apothecary was founded by two sneakerhead product designers that wanted to create the best sock ever that matched with all of the pairs in their collection, but was also super comfy. Apothecary features a proprietary knit technology called ISO Weave. ISO Weave gives the socks incredible breathability, stretchiness, and they fit great. Apothecary socks come in a ton of different colors, sizes, and styles, but they also drop limited collections and collaborations every month that feature wild designs to fit your unique style. Check out Apothecary on their website, apothecary.com, and try out your sneakers' new favorite socks. Thank you, for real. Apothecary.
Thank you, Apothecary.
Also, tell them that we sent you. Tell them Pixel Plus sent you.
Friends is the greatest sitcom ever made.
Ooh, Friends is the greatest sitcom. Ricky and I's wives have some very heavy attachment to that.
Yeah.
Okay, can someone maybe give me some other sitcoms before I say my name? My
First two. Go ahead, Ricky.
It's because he didn't watch a lot of sitcoms though. Like I want to throw The Office in there
Yep.
because I
Office
love
is
The
great.
The
Office.
best. That one's the best.
For me, the two that I love.
Wait, we need to tell the people our
Are you gonna say Seinfeld?
okay, so we need to say our what we
Okay,
have.
okay.
Gabo
Oh.
disagree.
I disagree.
Chris disagree. Ricky disagree, I think.
I disagree. Just
I'm gonna say agree because it's the best one in my wheelhouse, but I'd like to hear from you guys what you guys like better.
Can I count Walking Dead?
No, that is definitely not a sitcom.
Well, I would say no because The Simpsons is the best one.
Does that count? No, Chris is
not
looking
really.
like what
No,
an
no, no.
idiot. Did you ever even watch a sitcom?
Yeah.
you can
Like
do
what?
telenovela if you want.
Like what, Gabo?
You know my memory.
A telenovela?
Telenovela? No. No, but
Mexican sitcom.
He does have a sitcom. He's
I was trying to think of a
Chavo.
Mexican
That's his sitcom right there.
that's true. El Chavo is the best one.
Okay, so
You
you
know
like
about El Chavo?
I only know it because you've said it 100 times around me.
Well, all the Latin people out there / brown people out there, they know what is El Chavo.
Okay.
So for me, that's the greatest one.
That's like us saying, all white people know what Friends
dude,
is.
how many years El Chavo was live? Like from 69 to.
What is the name?
It's
of
a sitcom like a comedy. El Chavo.
Chavo?
It's like a
Oh,
comedy.
El Chavo.
Chavo
Is it the
de
red
Oro.
thing
Yeah,
that he wears like the
no,
red?
No, that's the Chapulin.
Oh, that's El Chapulin.
Yeah.
That's another character.
Oh man, they're all the same.
It is the same character though.
Oh,
same
see?
actor.
He's the same actor.
Okay, Ricky, I want to hear you. What's your better sitcom?
All right, so my better sitcom was like I love Seinfeld,
Okay.
but The Office is where it's at for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something about Dwight Schrute, I can't get enough.
That
of
wasn't a
Dwight.
series. No, that was a sitcom. It was on TV.
Dude, it was so good. I didn't like it until probably like within the last 3-4 years. I don't know, something like that. But before I didn't watch it, but once I started watching it, I couldn't get
Office
enough of
is
it.
so good.
What
Dude.
you got?
I mean, I actually love Friends. I've watched it.
Okay.
It's super,
what's
super
great?
good. I like Seinfeld is really good, but I also loved, like back in the day, loved Married with Children. Was so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
so good.
that's so
Married with
Okay.
Children was just so
does,
ahead of
like,
its time.
Family Matters count as a sitcom?
Yes.
I would assume, yeah, like George Lopez or like
Because
that.
if we're talking like TGIF, I'm going TGIF is better because I loved me some Boy Meets World. I watched every Family Matters during COVID. The audience was gonna have to tell me if that's a sitcom or not. If it is, then Family Matters wins. If it's not, Friends to me is the way it made me laugh. The Ross, Chandler, Phoebe, Monica, their chemistry, I feel like is very hard to recreate in any current time.
would you
was great.
consider Malcolm in the Middle being a sitcom as well?
I don't know. That's a hard
That was
question.
pretty good.
Great
I think that was
show.
a sitcom.
That was really
Yeah.
good.
That was a
That was a
I
good one
cannot
too.
Yes,
believe.
Chavo?
I cannot. I love it. I cannot believe anybody here mentioned French Prince.
Oh, I liked French Prince a lot.
For me, that's the best
that's
one.
good
Now
too.
my memory is coming back, so that's the best one for me.
That's awesome. Did you see the one where he slapped the guy? I say that in every Will Smith reference.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next one?
All right. The next one we're gonna go with stealth games are boring.
Oh, stealth games like Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah.
Trash. Thumbs up. Ooh, and followed by Chris is a thumbs down.
Look at
Assassin's Creed would also be stealthy.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. I got a thumbs up.
Splinter Cell.
That they're trash.
That they're boring. Stealth games are boring.
I actually really enjoy them.
Okay, so I'm the only one with thumbs. I am really the odd man out today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get so much hate in the audience for today. I already know it.
Let's hope.
I wasn't
Let's
gonna say
hope.
anything until you said Assassin's Creed. I was like, oh, I actually like Assassin's Creed.
me too.
I don't like Assassin's Creed. That is one I don't. But I do love Metal Gear Solid a ton. It's one of my favorite games. And I did love Splinter Cell, which is pretty stealthy.
That was
too.
pretty good.
Splinter Cell was awesome.
I liked the first Metal Gear on the Nintendo, on the NES. It took me years to really. I'm gonna get so much hate for it, but I just remember there was so many that I tried, going all the way up to the PlayStation, like PlayStation recent Metal Gear Solid something. I don't even know what it was, and like I love the original one on the NES, and the 3 ones that I tried after was like 3 of them. I just couldn't. Maybe it's my ADD. You guys know me. I was like hiding behind something. Someone finds me, start over. Hiding behind something, and every time I was like, just let me stab him in the throat. Like I just want to play. Like I just want to play. I'm not here to do a hide and seek simulator. I know everybody loves it. I know there's a new one that got announced. Everyone's hyped on a remake, but just
Actually, funny because we have that conversation the other day.
yeah, we did. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Gabo sent me a picture of the new one being announced. He's like,
the remake.
sweet, and I sent him a GIF of someone throwing something in the trash.
Yeah. But go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, but do you enjoy what stealth missions I really, really enjoy?
What?
The Call of Duty ones where you're in the grass ghillie suits.
Okay, that's true.
I'm like, dear God, don't kill me, and you're just crawling
But
around.
it's not a stealth
That is
game
stealth. though.
completely.
It's not a complete.
It's
But,
a stealth
mission.
level.
but it's stealth
It's a-
level.
it's a
Those are the
level.
ones I like
Yeah.
the best.
So maybe that's what it is. Maybe Ricky hit it on the head. Maybe I can't handle a stealth game. I can handle stealth missions. What about you?
Well, even sometimes those are tedious. Like I'm a huge Far Cry fan. Like I love the Far Cry
Okay.
series. It's not a stealth game by any means, but then every once in a while you would have to do a stealth mission, and I absolutely dreaded the stealth missions in that. I was like, oh, I did all the other ones, and now I have to do the stealth. So I'm not always a huge fan of it. I think I just really love the Metal Gear Solid.
So you wouldn't say overall that you think they're boring like me.
Well, like Assassin's Creed, I never have played those probably because they're stealth games. So I'm kind of in between only because Metal Gear Solid.
So
I
you're more
do
of this
love.
question is Metal Gear Solid boring because it's a
Yeah, and I love Metal Gear Solid, so that
Okay.
changes it for
That's
me.
solid. I like that.
All righty, we're gonna go on our next one. The Rock is a good actor.
Thumbs down for me.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Thumbs down from Riffo. Gabo, thumbs down.
Let me hear it.
Ricky likes him. Thumbs up.
I'm gonna say thumbs down. I like the guy, but he plays the same person in all his movies.
Okay, so we got a lot of thumbs down. Somebody else explain so I don't be the only one talking too much.
He just say it.
It's like, dude, the Rundown was the same as him in Fast and the Furious. Jumanji was actually really funny, but it's still kind of the same character. Walking Tall.
It's just Rock.
It's just The
The
Rock.
Rock.
Just the Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
in
like,
Fast and Furious, it's The Rock.
yeah.
Same thing.
It's like Hulk Hogan. When he's acting, do you see anyone but Hulk Hogan?
Mr. Nanny. Yeah, that's pretty much all you can see. I don't know. So I used to have this conversation with my dad. I was like, dude, remember like the 80s and 90s bad boys? Like you had Stallone and Van Damme and Schwarzenegger, right? We had these big dudes that were just like defined badass, right? Like these guys are bad to the bone.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I go now, people are like, yeah, dude, will we have like this guy in The Rock? And I'm always like, eh. Like I know they are big, bad mothers. You know, they can chop your head off with a swift kick. But something about them doesn't land to me as what they're supposed to be portraying. Does that make sense? Like when I watch Stallone hang from a helicopter, I'm like, dang, bad to the bone. Schwarzenegger, dang. When I see The Rock doing it, it's more just like a passing moment. Like, oh, that's cool. But I'm more surprised by like the CGI or the animation versus being like, dude, he's bad to the bone. I don't know what it is.
You wanted me to tell you what I think one of the things is?
What?
It's the bad guys back then were bad. They were like you wanted to see them like Cobra. Do you remember Cobra, the movie Cobra?
Yes.
The bad guy.
Oh,
God, I
yeah.
hated his guts. I was just like, I hope this guy dies. Like I don't know. I feel like the bad guys were like bad. Like you had the bad of the bone, like cool dudes, but you had bad.
So you're
guys.
saying it's encompassing also with the fact that they had better enemies.
Yeah, like think of the
I like
enemies
that.
nowadays.
What about you? What are your thoughts?
Well, I just watched Fast and Furious, the new one. Did anybody
Okay.
else watch Fast and Furious X?
No.
It's
Nope.
kind of like
Sorry.
it was actually it was okay. Let me say, and I won't give away any
I wanted to
spoilers.
like it. I can tell you're like,
But it's kind of like an accumulation of like a lot of the '90s action heroes. It's got Jason Statham in it. It's got The Rock in it. It had the Aquaman dude in it. It had
so it's all the new.
and there some of these guys are huge.
It's
like the Aquaman
40-year-old.
guy.
It's 30-year-old Expendables.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But they're in like their prime.
Yeah,
you know.
that's what I mean.
And do they compare to the '90s characters? Not even close.
Okay, yes.
Not even close. Something about the '90s action that went on was just way different. I don't know. It had a different feel to it in the '80s, '80s and '90s.
I might
yeah.
be the only one that might disagree with you guys because I honestly enjoyed.
you're 12.
Yeah,
Because you're young.
I enjoyed The Rock.
Zac Efron is so ripped.
Well, that's the real life, you know. But I mean, I enjoyed like Gridiron Gang, and I also liked the one on Netflix that he just had, Red Notice. Like he plays pretty good characters.
I wouldn't even say necessarily I think it's bad acting. I think we kind of just got off with like almost like comparing like 90s bad mothers versus today's. I think back then to me studying so much cinema, I watch all those channels all the time. Stunts and real effects were so much more intense back in the day because they were all real. They weren't depending on, well, we'll just do this. Jackie Chan's throwing himself off buildings. Tom Cruise is jumping over buildings, literally jumping over buildings. And now I feel like so much of it is dependent, especially, sorry guys, I know I get so much hate for talking about it. In the Marvel world, it's so much CGI dependency to where when you watch behind the scenes, it's all green screened. To where when you watched it back in the day, it's guys literally in a jungle going, we're shooting the rocket in 3, 2, and the stun guy, jumps right before near death. I mean, I forget the guys. There's a couple actors like in the Charlie Chaplin days where these guys are pure stuntmen.
And this Fast and Furious X is just so many stunts. It is so over the top,
Now,
ridiculous. Now, it's still enjoyable
Now,
to
do
watch.
any of them feel real, or are they too?
No,
far-fetched?
it was so far-fetched. It's
Okay.
ridiculous. Versus like the 90s when you're watching like Conan or Commando or any of these movies, like it's pretty real life. You
Yeah,
felt
because
like,
they're doing extreme real stunts.
yes.
And I'm sure there was a lot of faking and stuff too as well, but I think
You want to know what's weird is someone pointed this out to me the other day, and I was like, "Whoa, like, that's true." Fast and the Furious. Can you think of any other quotes except for Fast and the Furious 1?
family.
Any other quotes?
Like
Yeah.
like when you're watching
Oh, like
Fast
the
and the Furious,
quotes, like
I
how,
don't
like,
think of
Schwarzenegger would have
anything except
Like-
for Fast and the Furious
like
1, which
Hasta la
to me it makes
vista.
it king.
I definitely can think of it. Ejectocito, cuh, and then he goes out. You don't remember that one?
Yeah, it's Fast and
No.
Furious.
Yeah, you don't remember that?
No.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, Fast and Furious, man. It's like when he's in the car, he's driving over to the boat scene.
Chris is gonna start dropping like Sesame Street quotes. Dude, last year when I was watching it, dude, it was sick.
All right, I'm gonna do this one's the one I threw in.
Uh-oh.
The Nintendo Switch saved Nintendo.
Oh. Okay, so the Wii U. Yeah, Nintendo Switch.
And I would say
take
financially. I don't say it's like,
that. Well, Pokemon Go?
no.
Nah.
Wait, wasn't Pokemon Go also through Nintendo's branding?
I wouldn't know that. I did a little research.
If so, I think it made like bazillions of dollars. But I'm gonna say yes as well.
I'm gonna
Ricky
say
says no. Ricky, what did you think? Steve?
I agree.
I don't think Nintendo needed saving, truth be told. I think if they would have made another 3DS, something like that, people would have bought that. And on top of that, they would have bought the console because that's exactly what I would have done. So I think they almost could have doubled their money if they would have done something else.
I kind of disagree with that because I feel there was a period of time when, like, after the Wii and the Wii U had come out and the library is so small for that, I was kind of worried about Nintendo because Sony and Microsoft were like killing it, and I felt like they were taking over the market. And I was like, man, I would hate to see Nintendo go by the wayside. And I do feel like then the Switch came out and it was like, boom, we're competing with the big guys again. So I did feel like they lost their way just for 2 consoles. I was a little bit worried about them.
But don't you think that they didn't need it because the 3DS and all those were carrying? Dude, they were selling more than
handhelds for sure. So, and I don't think Nintendo would have gone away because they've probably gotten, so much money from Pokemon and other things that they're in. But console-wise, there was a little bit of a fear where maybe they just went to handhelds or something and they just dropped out of the home console. So I do feel the Switch brought them back in that regard.
Let's see if any of you are G's. Who remembers what the Switch was supposed to be called?
Ooh.
NX.
NX.
Was it?
Yeah, yep, it was NX.
That's
Ultra
pretty
64.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Ultra 64. The Dolphin.
Oh, the
Dolphin too.
you know why? Because I was like him, because I was worried that Nintendo only gonna stay doing handhelds. I was thinking they're gonna happen the same thing that happened with Sega, but the difference is they're gonna still making handhelds and Pokemon games for a new 4DX or something like that. But yeah, I was following all the news and everything. I'm very familiar with the Switch.
Yeah.
Even it is collecting dust right now.
Yeah.
So
You're
I
You don't play it?
no.
I would say that it saved it for the broad spectrum of day-to-day regular people. Because like the Wii U, there's a lot of people that really loved the Wii U, right? Like I liked. I loved it.
I liked it.
I
Yeah.
loved it.
I love it.
I truly loved it. Like,
Me too, yeah. But the
But-
library was not that great,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Well-
Well, it was good, but it was small.
for a minimal amount of people.
Right.
And the problem I think is that the average mom wasn't hearing about the Wii U, right? An average consumer that's not a gamer like us, like, dude, we play. Of course, we're gonna buy every Nintendo console. I think for the broad spectrum of people, they don't know that the Wii U is necessarily something. A lot of people thought it was an add-on to the Wii when it first got announced. So I think in terms of the Switch coming out, almost felt like the next big console in between, right? Like the Wii U came out, it was almost like a skip console for a lot of people who weren't like hardcore gamers. And then it jumped to the Switch, and the whole world knew about the Switch, and it just completely exploded.
Is it also because for the Wii U, and this is a question to you guys, but because I can't think about it, did the Wii U not allow third-party developers at all? Is that when Nintendo shut that off after the Wii?
No, yeah, there are a lot.
Rayman.
But
Ubisoft?
they have a bunch of third-party games, but they started like losing sales and the numbers were down. So and also the console was underpowered. That's how you say underpowered.
Yep.
And they start abandon Nintendo. That's why you can see there's not a lot of third-party games for the Wii U.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that too. Like they kind of tapered off I remember there was news about Rayman. I don't know why that's in my head. Something with Ubisoft. And I remember hearing like headlines about Ubisoft and maybe wanting to taper away from Nintendo, and then from there out, again, I don't know details, but I just remember seeing less and less and less and less being announced that wasn't.
And is it almost like the progression of what Nintendo had done with the Wii was like they opened it up to so many third-party developers,
Yeah.
and there was so much shovelware. Maybe they were like, okay, we're going to cut this off. And I believe with the Switch now, there seems to be a massive library. I'm just constantly seeing new games that are not all Nintendo games, but they seem to be good games coming from third-party developers.
Well, there is, but there also is a lot of shovelware in the eShop. There's been a lot of videos about that, like
A lot
how
of
did this
indies
get,
too.
and a lot of like weird stuff where people are like, how is Nintendo letting this on their platform? Like some pretty dicey games.
Oh, so I
for
haven't seen
Nintendo.
those.
For Nintendo.
But for the actual games that I see in store that are
Yeah.
on shelf, like they all are, like seem like legit, really good games.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they just started a different approval process for like what they'll actually release through.
Some of my favorite games are like the indie games, like from Limited Run and stuff like
which
the
are
super rare
awesome.
games.
Yeah, amazing.
I be honest, when Limit Run start putting out those rare games or those physical games, it makes me start collecting. I was first in line to buy those games when they start doing that around 2017, 18. So I think I used to have the first batch of Limit Run Switch games because it's cool.
Is it a good investment though? No, I'm just kidding.
I will
Back to that. Yeah.
I saw a couple and yes.
Okay, I like that.
I admit it.